What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Xman Co. Today you're in for a surprise. Today we're going to do a roast, not just any roast, a beef roast. You guys requested that we do a beef roast without a thermometer or probe. Just to give you some pointers, stay tuned, we're going to do that today. Before we get into this cook, let me introduce you guys to some of our ingredients, and as always most of them will be listed in the description below for you to go and check out. Over here we've got some provolone cheese. We're going to use that a little bit later. It's going to be brilliant. A red onion, some sliced sun-dried tomatoes, feta cheese. We've got some gherkins. One of our favorite sauces. It's going to be brilliant today. Dijon mustard and some spices on the side here. These are just some of the spices that we're going to use. For those guys that do have a thermometer, just FYI, you want to aim for about 135 around there. For a roast, that's going to be perfect in Fahrenheit, obviously. For you guys out there trying to get medium rare or medium or fully cooked is always obviously the easiest, but not generally the tastiest. So we want to go for medium. We actually like medium on a roast, and the rule of thumb is that you go for about 22 minutes, 20 to 22 minutes on a pound. That's 450 grams for the local guys, plus minus. We've got about 4.2 pounder here today, just under 2 kilogram. So we're going to go for 80 minutes. We're not going to test it at all with a probe. You can go a little bit more if you want to, but that's more or less, like I said, what we're aiming for. So basically we're going to go for 80 minutes, which is about hour 20, with one fire starter, one full fire starter of charcoal. That's going to give us about 370 degrees Fahrenheit, about 190 degrees for the local guys. And I reckon this guy's going to be beautiful. So let's quickly do a dry rub on this beautiful piece of meat and then get it on the fire. Right, first of all, like any piece of meat, we pat it dry. Once we've done that, you can see there's some sinew and dead fat here at the bottom of this beautiful piece of meat. Got a nice fat cap. I'm not going to play with the fat cap, fat's flavor, so I'm just going to cut a piece over here. This dead fat basically. There's a sinew here as well, but we don't want to go in all the way over here, so where it's open you can remove that little bit there if you're so inclined. It's not the end of the world. You're hardly going to notice it after this cook because of the way we're going to cut. It's really not going to matter. Another important thing to remember is you can see the grains running this way. See, this is against the grain and that's with the grain. When we cut it after it's been cooked, we don't want to cut it here. We want to cut it against the grain this way. That's going to give us the best texture of meat for our beautiful panini sandwich. Yes, you guys guessed right. We're going to make a beautiful panini sandwich today. And this is going to be our filling meat. It's going to be beautiful. Right, once we decided we're happy with the cut of meat that we have and the way it's been cut, there's one more thing to do before we get to the oven. We need to spice it. Some flaky salt, some cayenne pepper, mustard seed, some ground pepper, and some lemon pepper. There's a few ways of spicing this beautiful piece of meat. We're going to go with a dry rub, so we're initially going to use a sticking agent, and that's going to be olive oil. As always guys, you can be liberal, you know the story. Indirect heat, remember. We've got some rosemary here. Just gonna add that to this cook. Put that in there. 80 minutes starts now. It's exactly an hour and 20 minutes, basically 80 minutes. And I think this guy might be ready. Let's go check it out. Sure, that does look beautiful. Right guys, we're gonna let it rest so all the juices can settle, like we always do. We're going to give it about 5 to 10 minute rest, and during that time we're going to set up our beautiful paninis. Let's do that. We're going to let this beautiful roast rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, and during that time we're going to set up our paninis so we can enjoy this meal. You want to roast these guys just for 2-3 minutes. Basically just give it a little bit of a crust, crunchiness on the outside. It's basically just making sure there's some crunchiness to this meal, just to have a nice balance. And hey, this is going to be beautiful. You guys know that. Guys, now I just want to mention to you guys out there, if you feel you want to support our channel in a different way, maybe financially, you're more than welcome to go check out our membership down in the description below. You'll see under the video on the right hand side there, and it's really cheap at this stage, and we want to try and keep it that way. We're fighting to do that, so we really would appreciate you guys' help. It starts at about 30 Rand, which I think is just under $2. Yes, if you feel so inclined, please do so. We really appreciate all your help. Right guys, that moment, this piece of meat has rested for 10 minutes. Now it's time to slice it up. Beautiful. Remember, it's like any roast. On the side will be more well done than on the inside. You can see there the nice pink coming through. That's perfect, just the way we like it. Remember, I said we're going for medium. Guys, I have to be honest with you. The fact that this fat is so crispy, I actually want to just dive into this now and just eat the meat like that. I did have a bite. It's amazing. Let's build this panini. Let's do it. We got some Dijon mustard. So let's go with that. A nice generous helping of that. Go like that. Smear it in there. Beautiful. Then some provolone cheese. Fantastic. Then some wild rocket. A nice bed of this wild rocket. Maybe a little bit more in there, because they say the greens are very important. Co just loves this green stuff, so I'm making somebody very happy today. Then guys, we got some red onions here. Just drizzle them over there. Yeah, it's going to be a crunchy part of this dish. Some dried tomato. Got some gherkins here. We've got some feta cheese, which is mixed with some dry olives, which I think is a very good component to this dish that we're making here. Then we have a sauce here. It's a chili mayonnaise basically, with some spices obviously. Guys, that moment, this looks delicious. Have a look there. I wonder if you guys can see, but if you can't, I'll tell you what it tastes like right now. Cheers, boys and girls. Wow, that's amazing. I think this is my next best favorite dish. This to pizzas, because I love pizzas. This is really great. Wow. You guys need to try this. Seriously, need to try this. All the flavors, the Dijon mustard, the spices we put on that roast, it's medium rare actually at certain places. It's got the rocket, the crunchiness of the outside of this panini. It all just comes together. It's beautiful. Guys, you know the story. If you like what you're doing, like, share, subscribe. Enable those notifications so you get notified as soon as we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. We cannot do it without you. We'll see you on the next one.